Welcome back to the Bill Yohnka Show. I'm Bill Yohnka, joined by Carl Moronich this morning, Uncle Paul joining us, and this morning, Jon Stewart. And Jon Stewart, I think for kind of the final time, when you have the credentials to be, well, a movie critic, that, well, not that anybody can be a movie critic.
Well, everybody's a critic. But I was getting paid for it for a long time.
You were? Yes, you were. You were getting paid for it, which made you a natural selection for the program here on Saturday mornings to talk about movies. What have you seen lately? What do you like?
Well, I'm a big fan of 3D movies again, as I was when I was a kid, I guess. And I saw the Disney film Up, which starts out with this real with no dialogue, this real melancholy montage of these kids, or very little dialogue. These kids meeting and growing up and getting married, and they always dream of going on this adventure in South America, like their hero that they saw in the newsreels, and fate makes it so that they can't have kids of their own, for one thing, and then one thing leads to another, and they never get to go on their great trip, and finally the wife passes away, and the old curmudgeonly husband is left behind in their home. And he finally gets it into his mind that he's going to take this trip to the Amazon that he's always dreamed about. And, of course, this Boy Scout kind of fumbler manages to hitchhike or grab a ride to South America.
With balloons.
Yes, this is a balloon-powered trip to South America. Many, many balloons attached to the top of this old man's bungalow.
Okay, that's fathomable.
Well,
that's a good premise. Yeah.
When you're old, you don't want to leave your house.
Right.
But yet
right.
you want to go somewhere, so you attach balloons to your house.
He's at the point in his life where he's got one of those canes with 4 feet on it, and he's got 4 tennis balls attached to it.
Okay.
And I think that if they make a sequel, they should make it live action and have Harrison Ford play the part of the old man, because Harrison's now the right age, and yet this character, he's always fending off Doberman pinchers and fighting duels with other old men and this sort of thing, so.
I know how that is.
So what was your impression? Did the 3D effect work for you?
I did, some of the 3D movies are really in your face, literally with junk being thrown at the audience and stuff, and this one didn't have a lot of that, so I was a little bit disappointed.
Oh, you like the junk being thrown at you?
Oh, I like that. When you have that feeling as though
the newspaper guy is just having junk thrown at you.
Yeah.
A lot of movie theaters, you can just get stuff thrown at you all the time.
Well, fortunately, that doesn't happen around here too much. But at least, because I avoid Friday nights, I really don't know what Friday nights are like.
But I did hear that this movie is also being offered in theaters not in 3D. So I don't think the 3D was integral to the plot.
That's right. Yeah. In fact, a friend of mine that likes going to these 3D movies too. When I told them that this was not the 3D effects weren't that noticeable or weren't that outstanding, that then they wanted to pass. And I was telling them that it's a really good animated movie. But it's almost like they're spoiled now. But it's not.
The characters carry it though, don't they?
Yeah.
It has a
right.
character appeals to me for some reason.
As a curmudgeonly old man.
Is it really? Who's doing the voice of that?
Oh, gee, I can't even remember right
Ed
now.
Asner.
Oh, Ed, I thought you
okay.
were just saying Ed Asner, like that's kind of the kind of character.
He does the old guy, and it's a character that you have to like the characters in a movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the characters.
They can
are
3D,
great.
they can throw stuff at you all day, but if you're not interested in a character.
And there's a bunch of course, animal characters. This
dogs.
Right. With
Did you see it, Paul, or you just from the trailers?
Dennis told me about it. I get all my stuff secondhand. I'm gonna go someday.
So I see in the newspaper you gave it, John, 3 out of 4 stars.
Right.
What could they have done to get you to the 4th star, or at least another half a star?
More junk thrown in my face. Or over my shoulder. I still can't figure out how they make it seem as though something hit the screen from behind you.
Well, I haven't been to a 3D movie in a long time. I know the Paramount here downtown has all the technology for it, right?
Yeah, they've got 2 projectors, so I guess one's a backup, or they can show 2 movies. So.
Cool. Well, and so 3 out of 4 stars, but you overall say go and see it. Good for what, now that you're leaving the newspaper, getting into the business of educating young people.
Mm-hmm.
What age groups would you say this is most appropriate for?
Well, they rated it PG, so I guess they're trying to protect some of the tiniest kids, because there are dogs snapping, like Dobermans snapping at people and things like that.
I mean, Doberman's teeth are coming out of a screen. 3D.
Yeah, I would think only the tiniest kids would have.
Okay, so you get your 6-year-olds, they'll be fine. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And it's very appropriate for adults, I assume, as well.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that I think someone like myself, I'm 52, and I could relate to this guy with his cane and all of his aches and pains and all that sort of thing. But then somehow miraculously, as the movie moves along, and he becomes this Uberman, that is like at one point his house, which is still attached to a balloons, can only float about a foot off the ground, but it's still floating.
Yeah.
So a garden hose is attached to the house, so he wraps that around his shoulders and drags his house, along the ground to get it to the destination that he wants to leave it at, as a memoriam to his wife.
What's neat about these kind of digitally animated movies now, as opposed to, and there were some classics made by Disney and things, but they all kind of the animation had pretty much the same feel to it when it came to feature-length movies. And now things are so varied. You go from the Cars movie, which, digitally animated cars, to Bugs, to toys, to a movie like this. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I think that's it's kind of a neat thing as far as people being able just to, be creative and say, okay, we don't need to make this the standard look that all the other ones have been.
Yeah, and I don't know if they do have a special animated movie category at the Academy Awards, so you're never going to have an animated movie win Best Picture unless they give up that category. If they do away with that category, then maybe a really good animated movie could be the Picture of the Year.
Yeah.
I think some years it probably was the Picture of the Year.
Do they have that Best Adam Sandler movie category still?
I think Adam Sandler asked them to do away with that.
Okay, because he wanted to be eligible for Best Picture. I think is what happened there. Jon Stewart, we'll check in, talk more movies as the morning continues, and you've seen others, I assume.
Yeah, although it's been kind of slow lately, I will say that.
Yeah. Well, you're winding down. You got well, you're gonna pick back up now and get all the use you can out of that free movie pass before they take it back. So, John,
is there a picture ID on that pass?
Yeah, but I was much younger then.
Oh, well, Carl could be.
Maybe.
Right.
Well, we're going to do our best to find a female here at the farmers market. Usually there's several walking around. We're going to find a young lady to be Lois Little today. So that'll be a challenge for one of the commercial breaks. I think Carl has an eye on. No, he's not. I don't make it sound like that.
Eye on honey, but there's a jar of honey over there at the honey booth. That's the only honey I'm eyeing.
But we'll try to find that. That's one of the challenges of the morning. Also, we'll talk to some farmers as the morning continues here on Talk AM 1320. This is the Bill Yohnka Show. We'll be right back.